Good, happy Sunday afternoon. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Sunday afternoon edition of Politics with Riley King. Let's get started right now. First up, New Hampshire Attorney General Formella explains why he believes Biden vaccine testing mandate is not legal. In an interview, AG says rule, if allowed to stand, will lead to a federal authority to do almost anything. And here is a look at the article right here. Take a look. And if you want to read this article again, we will have it on the Riley King Network Facebook page right after this broadcast. Health Commissioner confronts lawmakers over misinformation as Republicans tabled COVID-19 vaccination funds. Republicans worry accepting funds could show support for vaccine mandate. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Fearing they could somehow be coerced into supporting the Biden administration's proposed COVID-19 vaccine mandate on businesses, Republican lawmakers on the Fiscal Committee tabled $27 million in federal funds to boost vaccination efforts. Committee Chairman Representative Ken Weiler, a Kingston Republican, wants more information, and he tells News 9 he's expecting to hear reports of adverse effects of the vaccine.
In 2 weeks, if we've heard such a large report of adverse effects, I think we should cancel this because, as I said, is there anyone in New Hampshire who hasn't had the opportunity to get the shot who wanted it? I don't think so. Why do we need to put 15 more people on the street to go around and take your name and knock on your door and interfere with your life to say, why haven't you had the shot?
At this hearing, HHS Commissioner Lori Shibinette told Representative Weiler he was spreading misinformation when he questioned the state statistics that 90% of hospitalized COVID patients in New Hampshire are unvaccinated.
That is in doubt.
Well, it's not in doubt by the healthcare community.
Well, people I'm hearing from that are working in emergency rooms saying that 90% of those admitted have had the shot.
That is incorrect, and that's misinformation.
Why would someone say that?
I have no idea why someone would say that, but that is incorrect. And that is the problem that we are having. Increasing our vaccination rate is spreading misinformation about the COVID vaccine.
Democrats say Republicans are playing with fire.
For us to then not give the department and the experts the tools they need to contain this pandemic is not only really dangerous for public health, but it's really dangerous for the economy as well.
Tonight, Governor Chris Sununu is weighing in and backing his commissioner, saying, quote, as elected officials, we must hold ourselves to the highest standards, and we absolutely cannot contribute to the spread of misinformation. It is dangerous and wrong. I fully support Commissioner Shibinette and the department's position in utilizing these funds. Live in Concord tonight, Adam Sexton, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Partisan divided over Biden vaccine testing mandate widens at the New Hampshire State House. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
My old roof was an asphalt roof. starting to look ragged. It's an island house. I wanted it to blend in better, so I decided to go with a metal roof. I actually went to Rubber Metal Roof, and they explained everything about a metal roof to me. There was a separate crew who actually brought the materials out here on a barge and got it all set up, and then there was the installers. Both crews that I worked with were fantastic. They really exceeded my expectation of what a metal roof and how to install it would be.
Visit us at rubbermetalroof.com to learn more.
The state's Health and Human Services Commissioner fed up with misinformation and fighting back at today's hearing. The governor backing her up while also supporting a potential lawsuit against the federal vaccine mandate. $27 million in federal funds to boost vaccine efforts in New Hampshire on hold. Republicans on the fiscal committee fearing they could be coerced into supporting the Biden administration's new mandate that businesses with more than 100 employees require vaccinations or regular testing. Committee Chair Ken Weiler questioned DHHS Commissioner Lori Shibinette about statistics showing 90% of hospitalized COVID patients are unvaccinated.
That is in doubt.
Well, it's not in doubt by the healthcare community.
Well, people I'm hearing from that are working in emergency rooms saying that 90% of those admitted have had the shot.
That is incorrect, and that's misinformation.
Why would someone say that?
I have no idea why someone would say that, but that is incorrect. And that is the problem that we are having. Increasing our vaccination rate is spreading misinformation about the COVID vaccine.
Governor Sununu issued a statement supporting the commissioner and using the federal funds, saying, as elected officials, we must hold ourselves to the highest standards and we absolutely cannot contribute to the spread of misinformation. It is dangerous and wrong. The governor also supports New Hampshire's Attorney General, signing onto a letter with 23 other states threatening legal action over the vaccine mandate. John Formella tells WMUR political reporter John DeStaso it's not about the vaccine being effective.
I myself am vaccinated, and I personally think it's a good idea for everybody to be vaccinated. But this is really about whether the action that the Biden administration proposes to take is legal. If the federal government can promulgate regulations that regulate the general health and safety of the population, the federal government can do almost anything.
And for John DeStaso's full story on his interview with the Attorney General, visit the politics page at WMUR.com. Live in the studio tonight, Gene Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. AGs in 24 states, including New Hampshire, signed letter threatening to sue Biden administration over vaccine mandate. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota.
Tonight, New Hampshire is one of 24 states threatening to sue the Biden administration over the new vaccination mandate. A letter to the president signed by Attorney General John Formella and the AGs of 23 other states says, in part, the vaccines have helped protect millions of Americans, and there are surely others who could benefit from obtaining this treatment. But it adds you have offered the American people flimsy legal arguments, contradictory statements, and threatening directives. It is almost as if the goal is to sow division and distrust rather than promote unity and the public's health. A new rule the president announced last week forces businesses with more than 100 workers to require vaccinations or regular testing.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Trump praises Bugaki on Milley controversy, but does not mention his U.S. Senate candidacy. Former president cites incredible presentation after retired general and Afghanistan war veteran calls on Joint Chiefs chairman to resign. Vaccine mandate, abortion debates have GOP and Democrats fired up heading into 2022. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
When it's time to invest in a new roof, be smart and look at more factors than just the final price. Not all roofs are the same.
This week's anti-vaccine mandate rally in Concord may not have turned out the way House Republican leaders planned, but they say the energy that was on display here is undeniable.
I think there's a lot of people who seriously are worried about losing their individual freedom and individual rights, and the New Hampshire GOP hears them, and we support the defense of their rights, and we're not going to comply.
Elected Republicans view this motivated crowd as a sign the political winds will be at their backs in 2022 as they seek control of Congress and the U.S. Senate. Governor Chris Sununu is already working with other GOP governors on a lawsuit to stop the Biden administration's vaccine mandate on businesses. If he decides to launch a campaign for Senate in 2022, it's an issue he could run on.
Now, any governor and any individual in government can just, with a swing of a pen, force some type of healthcare procedure on you.
But Democrats say the governor did exactly that with the swing of a pen in the state budget.
I thought it was really shocking that he would say that, given that he just signed legislation requiring internal vaginal ultrasounds of women that seek to elect to have an abortion.
The Executive Council's defunding of 3 of the state's top family planning organizations and new restrictions on abortion passed in the budget process have enraged Democrats and given them their own political fuel for the next election cycle. While these two debates share some common themes around the idea of bodily autonomy, they aren't exactly the same. But it's very likely they're both going to influence who turns out to vote next year.
A woman has a right to make her own healthcare decisions. People have a right to make their own healthcare decisions when it comes to vaccinations, but they have to recognize the impact that those healthcare decisions make on other people.
Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this Sunday afternoon edition of Politics with Riley King, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your Sunday. See you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics with Riley King. Goodbye, everyone.